Full disclosure, I woke up this morning feeling just in the pit of despair. And just pretty hopeless, and I think just acknowledging that state of the world seems a little bleak at the moment. And didn't really want to come and teach today, but here I am, and I think it's important to continue to show up in all the ways that we can. I have nothing profound or miraculous to say today, or life-changing, but I think just that it is important to continue to show up. I was reminded this morning of this poem by Rumi, who, if you recall, lived in the 13th century. So he was born in 1207, and such wisdom still from his writings and his teachings that his poem says, "Today, like every other day, we wake up empty and frightened. Don't open the door to the study and begin reading," which I think is essentially the equivalent of don't look at your phone and scroll through the bullshit, you know? Don't open the door to the study and begin reading. Take down a musical instrument. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. So that is my mantra today. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. So let's arrive here at our seat, everybody. Just take some time to pause in stillness, beginning of our practice. Feeling into the breath and the body. Allowing for the expansion of the in-breath, the release of the out-breath. There's so many reasons why the breath is such a prominent part of our practice. The breath, which is the manifestation of life itself, prana. But the breath is also a reminder of impermanence, of movement, of change, of things coming and going. The continuous flow, expansion and contraction of the universe. And so maybe feeling into that this morning, movement, change, however slowly things continue to move. And so working toward your ujjayi breath, if you are tolerating that, engagement using the muscles at the back of your throat. Let the beauty we love be what we do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Your next in-breath, everybody, let's extend the arms all the way up alongside the ears. Reach up, stretch up. And exhale, hands together, heart center. And again, like that, arms reach out wide and all the way up alongside the ears. Create some space. And then exhale, hands together. And one more just like that. Full breath in, reach up tall and open. Exhale, hands together. Go ahead and shift forward when you're ready toward the hands and the knees. If you've been sitting on a bolster or a block, you can put that to the side for now. Coming forward and starting to move through cat-cow, opening the chest, a little lift of the tailbone, and then rounding the spine, tucking the tailbone, chin to chest. And inhale, open and lift through the heart. And exhale, round the spine. Good, one more like that, inhale. And exhale, it's movement and flow. Coming back to center. And then I'd like you to take any other movement here that would feel good to you. Take the next 5 to 10 breaths in your own intuitive, mindful movement. Child's pose, or hip circles, or little thread the needle, or down dog. Just take your time, moving in a way that feels nurturing and therapeutic, embodying, being guided by your breath here. And there's no rush, but next we'll make our way toward downward facing dog. So our first downward dog practice, heeling into the ground through the hands and pads of the fingers, lifting the knees off of the mat and stretching back into our downward dog. So you can start to pedal through your feet, feeling into your calves, your hamstrings, stretching through your torso, your spine. And downward dog becomes something like our home base for practice, and so something that we return to. So can you create a space here in your down dog that feels like home? Feels both grounded and at ease. Acknowledging that you can always come down to your knees or into a child's pose whenever necessary. Taking another full breath here. A little lift up through the tailbone, through the sits bones, through the pelvis. And then bend your knees, look forward toward your hands. Take a step or light hop forward toward the top of your yoga mat. Flat back as you inhale, so lengthen and stretch forward. Very nice. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. Do that one more time. So inhale, extend forward and elongate. Exhale, fold. Stay here for an extra breath or two. And then you're going to come all the way up to standing. So feel the ground underneath you. Stretch the arms all the way up. Reach up tall and open. Exhale, hands together, heart center. Moving with breath, vinyasa flow. Arms reach back up on your in-breath. Stretch up tall. Bend your elbows, lean back and open up through your chest. Little gentle back bend. Inhale, extend, stretch back up. Exhale, forward fold, leading with your heart, fingertips toward the floor, fold it all the way in. Halfway lift on your in-breath, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Back up to standing on your in-breath. Anchor your feet, stretch up tall, fingertips to sky. exhale, gather the hands together at the heart. Very nice, everybody. Let's do one more just like that. Half Sun Salutation. Arms reach up, inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows and lean back. Open and lift through your chest. Inhale, stretch back up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, extend your spine. So lengthen forward to the crown of your head. Exhale, fold. And then inhale all the way back up to standing. So reach it up, stretch up tall and open. Hands back together, heart center. Very nice. We'll add a little bit on here. So reach the arms up, feel the body move. Bend your elbows, open up your chest. Add this in, a little heart opener. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift on your in-breath, lengthen. And now plant your hands to the floor. Step your way to plank pose, upward push-up. Building some heat in the body through your core, your arms. You're going to rock your whole body forward and back a couple of times, pushing through your toes. And then on your next exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Come all the way down to your belly and slide your forearms forward for a Sphinx pose. So lift up through your chest here, holding the rib cage and the heart forward, traction through your spine. Take one more breath. And then bring it all the way back, downward facing dog. So hands to the back next to your mid-ribs, press up through plank and back to downward dog. And breathing here in your downward facing dog, feeling into the ground, the solid earth underneath you, hands and feet to the floor. Take another full breath. Long and lengthen through your spine. Bend through your knees, look forward. Step or hop forward toward your hands. Lengthen, halfway lift. Extend. Exhale, fold. Good. All the way back up to standing on your next in-breath. Maybe a little mini back bend here. And then hands come back together at the heart. Okay, let's do one more just like that. A series, Sun Salutation, arms reach up, inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows and lean back, open through your chest, little back bend. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Fingertips toward the floor. Halfway lift on your in-breath. Take your hands to the ground, step to plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale this time to a cobra or an up dog, open and lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, coming back to our home base of sorts, this downward facing dog, balancing your effort and your ease. Good. Beautiful job, you guys. Your next in-breath, lift the heels of your feet up. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop forward toward your hands. Lengthen, halfway lift on the in-breath. Exhale, fold. And bend your knees, sit back into a chair pose. So feet about hip width apart, extend and lengthen up through your arms. Breathe here. As you exhale, we're going to drop the arms down and back, chest and belly toward your thighs, keep your knees bent. Squeeze the lowest tips of your shoulder blades toward one another. Maybe float your heels off of your mat, a little balance challenge, drinking bird pose. And then ground your heels and take your arms back up. We're going to do that a couple more times with the breath. So exhale, arms down and back. Float your heels, tippy toes. Inhale, ground your heels and extend your arms back up. Beautiful. Last one of these. Exhale, drinking bird, arms down and back. Squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your heels. Ground your heels, take your arms back up. And then exhale all the way
way into your forward fold. Halfway lift on the in-breath. Plant your hands, take a step or hop back, moving through your chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend of choice. Cobra, Sphinx, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Feel into the ground firmly through your hands here. Lengthen your right leg back behind you. Stretch all the way up. Reach through your toes. Your next exhale, pull your right knee in toward your chest. Lift through your core around your spine. Inhale, the leg stretches back again. Reach it up, three-legged dog. Beautiful. Exhale, pull your right knee in. Lift through your core. Last one of these, you guys. Take your leg up, stretch it up, feel into that length. And then exhale, pull your knee in, step your foot all the way through. You can either work with a warrior one or a high lunge. So you can choose if you want to ground your back heel or keep that back heel lifted. Either way, we're working to square off the hips and the torso toward the front. Take another breath here. Now as you exhale, bend your elbows, open your chest, lean back a little bit. Inhale, re-extend the arms. Exhale, straighten your front leg and drop your arms down. We're going to do that again. Inhale, warrior or high lunge. Exhale, bend your elbows, lean back and open through your chest. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, release the arms, straighten out your front leg. Good, one more just like that. Inhale, deep lunge. Exhale, bend your elbows, lean back and open your chest. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, this time bring your hands to the ground. Step back to plank pose, lower down, chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog on your in-breath. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Lifting up through your hips. Take a breath here. And then extend your left leg back behind you. Stretch it all the way up, after through your toes, reaching through your left. As you exhale, pull your left knee in toward your chest. Lift through your core around your spine. Inhale, take your leg back again, stretch it up. And then exhale, slow and steady movement, pull your knee in. Good, extend the leg, reach it all the way up. Exhale, knee pulls in. This time you're going to step your foot all the way through. Either warrior one, grounding your back heel with your toes angled forward, or you can choose to have that back heel lifted. Take a moment here, find yourself into your lunge, reach up tall. Exhale, bend your elbows and open through your chest. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, straighten your front leg and drop your arms down. Good. Again, like that. Inhale, warrior or high lunge. Exhale, bend your elbows, open your chest. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, straighten and release your arms. One more like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend your elbows and open. Inhale, re-extend. This time, exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose, chaturanga. Move according to your own breath, cobra or up dog, and then all the way back, downward facing dog. Good, you guys. Pause here, breathe. Good, bend your knees, everybody. Look forward towards your hands. Step or hop forward to the top of your mat. Flat back as you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Separate your feet just a little bit here if they're not already. Bend your knees quite a lot. Keep your left fingertips on the floor or a block. Stretch your right arm up for a little can straighten out your right leg a little bit as you twist toward the right and open up through the arm and the chest and the side body. Good. Exhale, bring your right hand back to the floor, bend both knees like chair pose, and extend your left arm up toward the ceiling. Same thing here. You can straighten out your left leg a little bit, pull your hip back. Good. Take one more breath. Beautiful. Left hand back to the floor. Halfway lift, so stretch forward, long, lengthen spine. Plant your hands, step or hop back, moving through your chaturanga dandasana, lowering down. Cobra or up dog. You can always skip those vinyasas if you like, and then downward facing dog. Lengthen your right leg back behind you. Stretch it all the way up. Bend your right leg. This time open your hip. So point your knee out to the side. Good. And then step the right foot through. You're going to come down to the back knee. Pad your back knee if that is helpful. You can flip over the edge of your mat and then sweep your arms and your torso upright. Take a breath here. Bend your elbows, deepen into your lunge. Broaden and open through your chest. Squeeze the lowest tips of your shoulder blades together. Reach tall. And then stretch the arms back up. We're going to bring the hands to the ground now. Pick up your back knee and step forward to your standing split. So reach up through your left toes. Fingertips can stay on the ground. Or you can use blocks here. You can start to really fold it in, maybe hug around the back of your calf with your right hand and forearm. Good. Nice, happy. Good, Michelle. Take another full breath here. Lengthen and extend up. Step your left foot back. Set up for a twist. So the left hand to the floor, right arm stretches up. Maybe take a block underneath your left hand, or you can drop down to that left knee for a little bit of support. Good. Breathe here. Strong and lifted, fired up through that back leg. Take one more cleansing breath here in your twist. Exhale, right hand down. Step your right foot back to plank pose. Shift your weight now toward the right hand, the right palm. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. Vashisthasana, side plank. Pull your hips up. Lift through your core. Option always to come down to the knee or the forearm, or maybe you float that top leg up. Good. Nice, Jen. Great job, you guys. Take one more breath. Back to regular plank. You can move through your vinyasa, chaturanga, or send it right back to downward facing dog. Good. Very nice, everybody. As you come back to your down dog, take your left leg back. Reach it all the way up. Bend your left leg open and lift up through your hip. Take an extra breath here. And then go ahead and step that left foot through into a low lunge. So your back knee will come down to the ground. Pad your knee if you care to. Square off your hips and reach up through the arms. So lengthen up, reaching up tall. This low lunge, bend your elbows, open up your chest, maybe deepen into that lunge a little bit. Stay strong through your core. Squeeze those lowest tips of shoulder blades together. Stretch the arms back up, inhale. Exhale, hands down. We're going to pick up the back knee and step forward to standing split. So root through that left foot, float the right leg up. Fingertips can stay there on the ground, or maybe taking the left hand and forearm behind the left calf and folding it in. Stay active through that top leg, everybody. Beautiful job. Take one more breath here. And then you're going to step all the way back into And sweep the left arm up for your twist. Open through your chest, lift up through your heart. Very nice, everybody. Strong through your core here. If that back leg is lifted, really engage your quad. Engage that back leg. Take one more cleansing breath here. Gorgeous job. Exhale, left hand down, step your left foot back to plank. And then shift your weight to your left hand. Open up to Vashisthasana on this other side. Good, so roll to the outer edge of that left foot, or come down to the knee or forearm, or option here to float that top leg up. Very nice, everybody. Take one more strong breath here in Vashi, and then back to regular plank pose. You can finish out your vinyasa chaturanga, or just go directly to downward facing dog. Good. Pause here. Take a breath. Bend your knees, look forward. Let's make our way back up to the top of the mat. Extend your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Feel the ground underneath you come all the way up to standing. So anchor the feet, reach and lengthen up through the arms and open. Exhale, hands together, heart center. Good, you guys. We're going to work with a little standing balance. So bring your hands to your hips. Shift your weight to your right foot for tree pose. Pick up the left leg. The sole of the foot can come to the inner thigh or inner calf or inner ankle, or it can even touch the ground. Wherever your left foot is touching your standing leg, really push the two into each other. Create some resistance there in your foot and your standing leg. And then extend and lengthen your arms up. So tree pose, cultivate this quality of feeling rooted and grounded but not rigid, instead, like a statue. But you're malleable. You can move a little bit with each breath. Nothing fixed. Again, this acknowledgement that everything is moving, everything is in motion. Nothing is permanent. And then exhale, let's bring the hands together, the heart. Point your left knee forward, flex your foot back and lift your leg up, standing staff. And then kick your left leg back for a warrior three. So the left leg stretches back here. You can bring your hands to your thigh or hands to the ground, or arms can go forward or back. Back leg parallel with the ground. Take one more breath here. Reach back with your left toes, lengthen, and then step your left foot to the very back of your mat and sweep your arms all the way up alongside your ears. High lunge, crescent lunge. Take a breath here. Right hand to right thigh. Extend your left arm up and over, coming into a side body stretch for a moment. And then we're going to try to work the left elbow over toward the right knee and come into a prayer twist. If that feels like it's too much, just bring your left hand to the ground as we did before, maybe underneath a block, or a block underneath your hand, or come down to your back knee. Okay, so you can work with any of those variations. If you're in your prayer twist, let's try to spread the arms. So right arm reaching up and left arm down. Maybe take those left fingertips to the outside of that right foot. Good. Nice, Michelle. Take another breath here. Good, Franklin. And then release out of that. Walk your hands all the way over here toward the left side of the room. Parallel your feet. Extend your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it in for 5 deep breaths. Good. Make sure you're not holding tension in the neck or the jaw or the face. Keep your breath steady, consistent, full, and present. your core, come all the way up to standing. Turn the right toes forward for triangle. So extend out through your arms, both legs are straight, torso long and lengthened. Reach forward, bring the right hand down toward the shin or maybe a block. The left arm stretches up, spread through the arms, elongate the spine, open through the heart. Good. Take a couple more breaths here. Experiment a little bit with maybe taking the left arm forward alongside your ear, stretching through that side body. Good. Now the left arm will go back up, gaze down at the floor, bend into that front leg, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose, right fingertips to the ground or maybe a block. Take a breath here. Then option to bend the back leg, the top leg, and find the foot for a half bow. If that feels like part of your practice, you can always keep that leg extended. Beautiful, baby. Great job, everybody. Take one more spacious breath in your balance. Let that go. Release, step all the way back to your lunge. So left foot to the back of your mat. Plant your hands and sweep the right leg back. Three-legged down dog. Bend your right leg, open your hip. Take your right knee and cross it over to touch your left elbow. Twisting plank. And then inhale, take your leg back again, reach it up. And then exhale, right knee to your right elbow or tricep. And a little bit of core here. Take your leg back one more time, reach it up. And now pull your knee in toward your chest and set your leg down for pigeon. So right knee and shin come down to the floor. Extend your left leg back. Now you can always recline onto your back and take a figure four. If that would be more skillful in your practice. Open up your chest here and then walk your hands forward and forward. And breathe here in your pigeon pose. Just notice what is here to feel in your right hip. What might you continue to release or soften or let go of? Let's take about 3 more breaths here. And then let's start to make our way back up. And what I'd like for you to do is make your way toward your hands and your knees. So you're going to pull your right leg back, tabletop position, and then stretch your right leg straight back. So you're coming into the leg that was just in pigeon, stretch it straight back. Connect to your core here and float your left arm forward, spinal balance. So left arm reaches forward, right leg back. Take a breath here. And then as you exhale, left elbow to right knee, do a little crunch. Inhale, stretch it back out, reach and lengthen. Slow and steady movement, elbow to knee, pull it in. And inhale, reach it back out. Last one of these, stabilize, stay strong and connected. Re-extend, good. Bend your right leg. Take your left arm back. Maybe grab a hold of your foot. You can reach your foot, kick into the hand, and open through the chest. Good. Take one more breath here, everybody. Lift and lengthen. And go ahead and release, re-extend the arm and the leg. Come back to all fours. And we're going to extend the left leg straight out to the left like this. So like place the foot on the ground. And then you're going to stretch the right arm out to the right and then all the way up toward the ceiling, or as best you can. Thread the needle. Right arm underneath your left, right fingertips reaching toward your left foot or your left toes. If it doesn't work for you to have that left leg kicked out like this, you can keep your knees, your left knee on the ground for your regular thread the needle pose. Good, everybody feel into the right arm and shoulder and upper back. Take another full breath here. And we're gonna unwind out of this. So take your right arm back out and reach. Take the right hand back to the ground, and then your left foot is going to swing all the way over and touch the ground to the right side of your mat like this. And then turn to your right. See if you can gaze past your right shoulder at your left foot. Stretching into your left ribs and outer hip and side body. Give this a couple more breaths here. Good. And then back to center and a couple rounds of cat-cow or some hip circles. And whenever you're ready, coming back to a downward facing dog, lifting up the hips. Good, everybody. Take a breath here. And then a little bend in your knees. Look forward. Step or hop lightly toward your hands from the top of your mat. Flat back as you inhale, long lengthened spine. And then exhale, fold. Bring it in. All the way back up to standing. So feel your feet on the ground. Reach up, stretch up, open. Hands together, heart center. Good, everybody. Bring your hands to your hips. Get a sense here of your center. You're going to shift your weight over to your left foot. The right leg will lift up, coming into tree pose. So place the sole of your right foot on your standing leg. Try to avoid right the knee joint, maybe above the knee or below the knee. And then wherever your foot is pressing into your leg, squeeze the two together. So you're creating that resistance, that pressure. And then extend the arms up alongside your ears. So feeling into the balance here. It's okay to wobble and come out of the pose. It's part of our practice. So something that is rooted but not rigid. And so feel the ground underneath you, expand and lengthen up. Let the breath move you a little bit here. You're somewhat malleable. Last full breath. Reaching the branches of your tree, and then bring your palms together in front of your heart. Point your right knee forward, flex your foot back, lift your leg up, and then kick your right leg back for a warrior three balance. So you can take your arms back along your sides, or maybe press into your left thigh. Beautiful, you guys. Feel your breath. Take another one here. Maybe arms reach forward or back along your sides. Last full breath. Step your right foot to the very back of your mat. Come all the way upright, high lunge. Find your way here. Square off the hips. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Take your left hand to your left thigh. Stretch your right arm up and over. Come into a little side bend. And then you're going to aim your right elbow toward your left knee, coming into this prayer twist. Now, lots of ways to modify this. You can bring your right hand to the ground or a block, or come down to the right knee. If you're still in your prayer twist, maybe try spreading through the arms. So right fingertips go down, left fingertips reach up. Feel your breath here. Stay strong through your core. Last one. Your next exhale, ease out of that. Walk your hands this time all the way over toward the right side. Spin your feet. So all 10 toes face this right wall. Flat back as you inhale. Exhale, hold. Now, this time around, try something a little bit different. Maybe walking your hands through your legs and then pulling the ground with your hands, or reaching for your big toes, or clasping your hands behind your back. We've got a few different options here. Maybe headstand, or crow pose, or a different variation. Good. Take your time. Steadiness and ease. Notice your breath. Feel your body. Good work, everybody. Now, if your hands or your feet are on the ground, bring them back to the floor. Flat back as you inhale. Connect to your core, plug your feet into the ground, bring your hands to your hips, and come all the way up to standing. Very nice. Turn the left toes forward, Trikonasana, triangle pose. So both legs stay straight, arms reach out. Bring it forward, reach it forward, and then left hand down, right arm reaches up, triangle pose. Feel your breath here. And maybe notice just the subtle nuance, movement of the breath within this posture. Good. You can experiment a little bit with taking that right arm forward alongside your ear, stretching through the right ribs and side body. Good. One more breath here in triangle, everybody. Very nice. Right arm reaches back up, gaze down at the floor. Ardha Chandrasana. You're coming into a balance, half moon. Shift your weight forward onto that left leg. Left fingertips on the ground or a block, right arm and right leg reaching up. Option here to bend the right leg. Find the top of the foot with the hand. Half bow variation. Notice the quality of your breath, everybody. One more here. Full breath in, release the foot if you've got it. Right hand down, step the right foot back. So you're back into a lunge. Stretch your left leg back, reach it up. Bend your leg, open up through your hip. Take your left knee across and over to touch your right elbow. Twisting plank. Inhale, the left leg back. Again, reach it up tall. Now left knee to left elbow. Good, and then take the leg back and up one more time. And now pull your left knee in toward your chest and set your leg down for pigeon. Or recline onto your back and take your figure four stretch. Take a breath here, lifting up, and then walk your hands forward, settling into your pigeon. And breathe here, ready? Just noticing breath and sensation, space, opening around your left hip. Take your time cultivating some patience and willingness to feel and to breathe through challenge, difficulty.
3 more breaths here. Good, and then will you make your way back up, and you'll transition to hands and knees. So feel your hands underneath you, take your left leg out of pigeon, and then stretch your left leg straight back. So your right knee is on the ground, left leg goes straight back. Connect to your core here, extend your right arm forward, spinal balance. Take a breath here, pulling the body apart, those equal and opposite directions, and then right elbow, left knee coming into a little crunch. Inhale, stretch it back out. Exhale, pull it in, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach back out. One more of these, exhale, pull it in. Inhale, back out. Bend your left leg, reach the right hand back, see if you can grab a hold of the foot. If you are, kick into the right hand, pull the right shoulder back, open and lift up through your chest. Take 2 more breaths here. Strong through your core, release your foot, re-extend the arm and the leg. Now, bring it back to all fours. You're going to extend your right leg straight out to the right. Plant the foot to the ground, straight out from your hip. Take your left arm out to the side, and then maybe reach it up a little bit toward the ceiling. Thread the needle. So left arm underneath your right. So left fingertips toward your right foot, your right toe. Again, you can always bring your right leg back in for regular thread the needle. Good. Take another full breath here, everybody. And then we'll start to unwind out of that. So take your left arm out from underneath you, reach it out and up slightly, and then left hand to the ground. The right foot is going to swing back and all the way over toward the left side of your yoga mat. Turn to your left, past your left shoulder, and look at your right toes as best you can. Lean into it, maybe bend your elbows or shift your hips a little bit to your right. Take one more breath here. And then ease your way back to your hands and your knees, and a couple rounds of cat-cow movement. Good. And then we're going to make our way onto our back. So take your time to get there. We're going to set up for bridge pose. So come onto your back. Take a moment to pull your knees in toward your chest, rock side to side for a few breaths. And then bring the soles of your feet to the ground. About hip width apart. Okay, soles of the feet to the ground, parallel. Reach down with your arms. See if you can just barely touch the backs of your heels with your fingertips. And that is pretty decent placement for your feet here for bridge pose. Bend your elbows, point your fingertips up toward the ceiling. Push your shoulder blades, hug your shoulder blades toward the floor, your elbows toward the floor. Puff up through your heart first, and then push with your feet and lift your pelvis up for bridge. Make sure the heart doesn't sink back down, but lifts
up. See if you can squeeze those lowest tips of your shoulder blades toward one another, as we've been doing in some of our other heart openers. You can keep it here, or maybe you drop your arms down and interlace your fingers underneath your body. You can kind of shimmy your shoulder blades closer to one another. I personally like to lift and spread my toes, keeping my feet active, in bridge, pushing the ground away with the feet and expanding up through the heart. Keep your breath full, steady, present. Now, you can take it a lot of different places from here. You can always come back down to the floor and come back up into bridge when you want to repeat. Or if you like to take this into a full back bend, full wheel pose, bring your hands to the floor next to your ears with your elbows pointing up. Push up onto the very top of your head, crown of your head. You can reset the hands and then maybe straighten up the arms all the way. The arms alongside the ears, coming into full back bend or full wheel. Good. You can repeat that again if you like, or if and when the love is gone, this back bending sequence, you can come down and start to gather the knees back in toward the chest, coming into this back release pose. Good. Really nice, everybody. Breathe here. Happy baby pose. Grabbing a hold of your feet. Soles of the feet face up. Sacrum and tailbone. Hold down. Now, we're going to keep a hold of the right foot in our happy baby. Let the left leg go and stretch the left leg all the way down to the floor. And then maybe get a little bit deeper into this right leg, just doing one at a time in our happy baby. The sole of the foot faces up, the knee drawing down toward the outer right ribs, toward the armpit and the shoulder. Good. Take one more breath here. And release out of that happy baby pose and move into a spinal twist. So you're going to take a hold of the right knee with your left hand. Guide your leg over. Supine twist. Stretch your right arm out to the right. And breathe. Take one more cleansing breath here and twist. Draw your right leg back up. Stretch your legs straight up toward the ceiling for just a breath or two. And then release your right leg all the way back down to the floor. Shake it out. And you're going to move into a half happy baby with your left leg. And so grab a hold of the outer edge of that left foot. Pull your knee out and down. So your knee is moving toward the outer right shoulder, left shoulder, outer left ribs, left knee, and the sole of the left foot facing up. So see if you can just get a little bit deeper into this left hip. This is do one side at a time. Take another breath. And releasing out of that, we're going to guide your left knee, left leg over toward your right side for your spinal twist. Take another cleansing breath here. And guide your left knee back in toward your chest and extend your left leg straight up towards the ceiling. Feel your hamstrings, foot, and ankle. And release your left leg out and down to the floor. Stretch both arms up and back alongside your ears. So stretch, reach, fingertips and toes. And then release your arms back down along your sides. And you can move into Shavasana. If there's anything left in your practice, you can work any last finishing pose or sequence. And I'd like to share an excerpt here from a book by Ira Byock, From the Best Care Possible. I think this is a good reminder for all of us. He says, years ago, anthropologist Margaret Mead was asked by a student what she considered to be the first sign of civilization in a culture. The student expected Mead to talk about fish hooks or clay pots or grinding stones. But no, Mead said that the first sign of civilization in a culture was a femur, thigh bone, that had been broken and then healed. Mead explained that in the animal kingdom, if you break your leg, you die. You cannot run from danger, get to the river for a drink, or hunt for food. You are meat for prowling beasts. No animal survives a broken leg long enough for the bone to heal. A broken femur that has healed is evidence that someone has taken time to stay with the one that fell, has bound up the wound, has carried the person to safety, and has tended the person through recovery. Helping someone else through difficulty is where civilization starts, Mead said. We are at our best when we serve others.